Hi, this is Kelly. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a little Gothic Dark Academia, 2 DIYs for you. DIY number 1, Collage. Now this is an Etsy digital download paper pack I got these images from. And I didn't show everything I went through to get them sized. It's kind of a trial and error thing. Not everybody's going to have this exact size board, etc. And these are balsa wood sticks I got from Amazon. They're easy to cut. They're inexpensive. And I'm just showing you kind of the idea of what I'm trying to do here. We need to attach all these images and line them up properly. And all these strips will create a frame around each image. So I've got my sticks here and I've just pressed them all together, a little easier to paint. And I just paint one side at a time. And it dries pretty quickly. That's just black chalk paint. Here I needed to lengthen 2 pieces just a little bit. It's only about 1.5 inches, and I laid it on some tape, used tacky glue, and then that spackle I just showed you to fill in the gap a little bit, the little seam I had there. And then I'm just going to dry brush. This is Castle. It's a dark gray. And I dry brush all these. I end up having to go back and touch up paint and dry brush again, but that's okay. So no big deal. And there's still some of these pieces I'm going to have to cut to fit. And now this is the back. I just painted the back black, and I wanted to give it a little more bulk, thick, you know, have a little thicker frame around the outside. So first I'm going to add 4 strips of the balsa wood on the back. You see I already did the 2 longer pieces, and just use tacky glue, got that in position, wipe off the excess, and then I clamped it and left it for a half an hour or so. Once you get it on there, let it tack up a little bit before you try to clamp it, because it might start sliding around on you. But tacky glue gets tacky quickly, hence the name, right? So here I'm just laying the pieces out to kind of show you kind of what it's going to look like here. I'm going to have to trim them still, and it's going to go across in between each and every image. And I've got to figure out the best way to glue the images down, in what order, because a couple of them are going to overlap. So I'm going to start in this bottom left corner, and it would probably been easier to just put the Mod Podge on the board and then just let the excess glue that's showing dry before you start adding more papers. And you don't want to get glue where you don't want it, get something stuck where it doesn't belong. It's just a matter of patience and paper towels, right? And clean up. So I'm pressing that in place, make sure it's going to stick nicely for me. Then I figure out the next piece, and I'm just going to put it underneath there on the board there, because I have to hold it in place to get it in the right spot to make sure everything lines up. That was the trickiest part. It wasn't, it was trial and error printing what size it was. You might have to measure, and with Canva, with me, I know enough to manage, but I have a hard time figuring out, like, going back another time. Now, how did I do that last? I really should write it down or something, because I swear the size I want things to be. So we get this one into position here, and there's excess glue on the board, so make sure that's dry before you move on. Then this violin piece is going to overlap the edge of that floral piece. So I'm going to add the Mod Podge to the back of the this is cardstock I printed these on, by the way, and get that pressed down in place where it's not going to move around on me. And then continue down with the Mod Podge. Make sure you lift it up before it dries so it's not sticking, not getting it stuck where you don't want it, or creases in it. And this is the one with the rose and thorns. And we're going to just Mod Podge the back of the paper for this one, because I don't want the excess glue oozing onto my other images. And I don't distress the papers. I started putting them on there. I thought, should I distress them before I put them on? But the way they're done, they're so beautiful like they are, I didn't see the need. And you got the black distress strips in between. That gives it some character. I didn't think so. And now the beetle. I've already attached the one edge of the beetle. And we just keep adding our Mod Podge till we get this one laid down. Thank you guys for being here with me today. I switched down to a once a week video, and it's much less stress, and I want to continue to do these videos. And if I'm not enjoying it, I didn't want that to happen to where I wasn't enjoying it and end up quitting. I didn't want to do that. But it just, twice a week just got to be too much. You know, life happens, and it's just a lot easier, and hopefully I'll be more creative because I won't have, you know, be worrying about like a deadline so much. Just roll with it. And I've got these little, I don't know what you call that daggone thing. It's like a little miter shears, I think they might be called, where you can, you know, do different angles. But I just want to cut them straight. And they're not going to come out clean, this balsa wood. So I cut them a tiny bit longer than I need them. And then I use the emery board as sandpaper until I get it smooth. And you can trim it down with just the emery board if you just have a tiny bit. And then here I'm just taking my pencil and measuring where to cut this next piece. And I just had to go back and forth many, many times on arranging the papers, arranging, you know, the little balsa sticks. And it's just a matter of, again, trial and error. Take your time. And don't overthink it. That's a problem I tend to have sometimes. That's another reason I thought once a week would be enough, because I won't be overthinking, I'll just be enjoying it. And we're just adding some tacky glue, a nice thin strip along the edge, just like I did on the back. But I got to be a little neater because I got to make sure it doesn't get all over the front of my images. Wipe off the excess and clamp it. Now I need bigger clamps because it's now wider since I put the back pieces on. And I'm just going to do one section at a time and let it dry. And I leave these clamped for about a half an hour. Just make sure you don't put any stress on them. Which, you know, it's very lightweight and the balsa wood doesn't add much. So now I'm doing these inside pieces. So I put the tacky glue on a paper towel and got a Q-tip. So to make sure I get a nice thin layer, it doesn't take much. Like I said, it weighs nothing. It's not going to go anywhere. But you don't want excess glue oozing all over the place. Let's see where I'm going to glue all of these. It's starting to look a little like something now. And here's a larger piece. Take my Q-tip and my tacky glue. And just take your time. Make sure it's in the right spot before you touch it down to the back, to the papers. And just pretty much keep pressing it and hold it in place till that tacky glue grabs. It doesn't take long. And now all the balsa wood pieces are glued. And I got these little corner decorations from Hobby Lobby. You get 4 of these for like 99 cents or $1.09. I don't know, they're inexpensive. And this is some gel super glue. Gel is a lot easier when you're doing something like this. You just want a small dot. And you don't want it running everywhere or gluing your fingers together. The gel works a little better. And I'm just going to put one on each corner. Just give it a little bling. Let me know in the comments what you think. I really enjoyed this one. DIY number 2, dark shadows. So I have this shadow box I had picked up, and I just painted the entire thing with black chalk paint, front and back. It already had a nice sawtooth hanger on it. This is the Castle Gray. My image is printed on rice paper, so I need a lighter color behind it so the black doesn't darken it too much. And I'm going to paint the back with this gray without, I'm not worried about getting a perfect coat or even getting it up against the edges, because it'll just be like a distressed look peeking out from under the image, if that makes any sense. But it's more, you know, to keep it from being too dark underneath that rice paper. That black will show through and make it really dark where the image is already dark. So here's my image, my skull. Looks like he's bursting through some kind of stone wall or something. And we're going to add Mod Podge. And I'm going to paint the Mod Podge on similar to the paint. I don't want it blobbed all in the corners because the image is a little smaller than the area that's painted. And get that into position. And smooth it out. Not much to this one, very easy. Then we're going to apply a sealing coat of the Mod Podge. Give it a nice finish and seal it. And again, just trying not to make a mess. Try not to get blobs in the edges. Nice even coat. And once that's nice and dry, we're going to add a little ribbon. I've got some black chiffon here. A little hot glue in the corner. Just a dot is all you need. Get that in position. And another dot on top of that. And we're going to add a little crochet lace ribbon. And they're just folded in half. The two pieces of ribbon. A little bit of black Spanish moss. Glue that in place. And I've got this little purple rose. Add some glue. Hold that in place. Fluff up your moss. And there you have it. This one is done. This one is short and sweet. Thank you guys again for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Here's my reveal. I'm very happy with this collage here. I guess that's what you call it. It's kind of overlapped, but a little framed out collage. And here's my Gothic skull there. Come back and see me again. Don't forget to like and share and all the things. Bye.